Hello, and I am so excited to be here with you today and to be talking about creating a really powerful morning practice. So before I get into what that looks like and all the logistics, I want to share with you why this is important to me and how, this kind of came to be for me in my life. So a few years ago, I was going through kind of a challenging time and uh, was struggling to really live my days and feel and be and act the way that I really wanted to. A lot of times it felt like my days were just kind of passing me by or washing over me, and I felt like I wasn't being intentional with how I was living. And I would sometimes wake up in the morning feeling groggy or low energy and wouldn't react or interact with people in the most positive way that I knew I really wanted to. So I knew I wanted a change. I wanted to do things differently. I wanted to feel better. And a dear friend of mine recommended checking out Hal Elrod and The Miracle Morning. So if you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it. It's awesome and has a really cool community that Hal has created around it. And Hal went through his own trials and tribulations in life, and it was really important to him to live his life to the fullest and be really intentional and joyful and clear in how he was living. And he believed that starting your day off in a really powerful, intentional way would help create, the kind of life that you really want to live. And I definitely believe that as well. So through research and learning from people from all kinds of professions who were really successful, he discovered that there were 6 themes of types of practices that they did that really helped them, set up their day in a powerful way. So I'm going to be sharing those with you. And know that you can customize this, you can make it your own, you can add your own practices and tweak them to really work for you. And whether you have an hour to do this or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, it's perfect and it's powerful no matter what. And there's something really special about waking up early and starting your day off in this way. And trust me, I had tried this before of like, I'm gonna wake up in the morning and I'm gonna do something to start my day off well. And I never did, and I never really knew what to do. So having this structure and template to use, once I started doing it, it was contagious and I loved it and I felt so good, and it really changed my life to start my day off in this way. And I promise if you try it, you're gonna love it. So what do these 6 practices look like? And you can do these in any order. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is reading. And reading in the morning, stimulates your brain, gets you thinking. And I like to read things that, are a little bit educational or inspirational, whether it's something that I'm curious about or want to learn about or I'm passionate about. It really sparks my, thoughts and inspiration and creativity and kind of gets me thinking, in a really interesting way. And then the next practice is writing. And for reading, you can read anything you want. Whatever speaks to you. You want to read something for fun, you want to read something that makes you laugh, awesome, do it. And then the next practice is writing. So again, there's tons of different ways you can do this. You can free write a couple pages and just kind of brain dump whatever is in your mind so that you start the day with a clear slate, so you're not kind of thinking throughout the morning, I have to remember this, or I have to do this, or I have to call that person. Like, you kind of get everything out onto a piece of paper that's in your mind, that's taking up space, so that you can have a clear slate to move forward into your day with. Or you can do guided journal prompts and go from there and kind of ask yourself questions like, how do I want to feel today? What are my intentions for today? Who do I want to be today? And let those kind of guide you as you're thinking. And you I also like to think about, like I said, my intentions for the day. So I will literally kind of think about from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, what does that look like? And, something like I wake up feeling rested and clear, and when I move into this task, my intention is to be blah, blah, blah. And as you create that, really think about, how are you feeling? What does that look like? How are people interacting with you? What do you see? And that ties really perfectly into the next practice, which is visualization. So if you wrote out all of your intentions for the day, if you wrote out how you want to live that day, you can read that and then close your eyes and really envision and think about what that would look like coming to life, and really see it and hear it and feel it. And the more that you think those things, the more that will kind of prime your brain for that coming to reality. Because the brain can't tell the difference of whether you're experiencing it in real life or you're just experiencing it in your mind. The same kind of feelings and feel good vibrations go along with that visualization. So you can do that. You can use a vision board, you can use imagery, you can use pictures to remind yourself of how you want to feel, what your intentions are, what your goals are, and go from there. And then the next practice is meditation or silence. So you can do guided meditations with apps like Headspace or Insight Timer, or you can just simply sit in silence and give yourself and your mind a break from any kind of stimulation or distraction, and really just breathe and be. And then the next practice is affirmations. So if you've never practiced affirmations, they're essentially statements that affirm who you want to be, what you want to experience, how the world is, really positive statements that affirm all of those things for you. And if there's something, for example, that you're struggling with in your own kind of thoughts or behavior or mindset that you want to shift, creating an affirmation that is the positive sentiment of what you want to create and saying that to yourself every single day will help you believe that that is true and that's who you are. And there's tons of resources out there of creating powerful affirmations. A book that I've read recently that I loved is Super Attractor by Gabby Bernstein, and she's got a bunch of really awesome affirmations that I actually have printed out on my dresser over there that I use to say to myself every morning, along with my own that I added. And then the last practice is exercise. So to get your heart pumping, to get your blood flowing, to spark a little fire and energy in the morning is a really powerful way to start. So like I said, it gets your blood pumping, and I feel like just kind of clears the cobwebs and any kind of grogginess I might have had from the morning and gets me really fired up. So there's apps that you can have on your phone, like 7-minute exercises. You can do jumping jacks and sit-ups and push-ups. You can do stair squats if you have stairs, do some yoga, put on a song and dance, really anything that is going to work for you. And so those are the 6 practices that go into the Miracle Morning. And like I said, you can add your own, customize it, make it your own. I definitely have other things that I incorporate into, my mornings, depending on what I need. And after I do those practices and feel really grounded and centered, I oftentimes like to ask for guidance or ask my intuition if there's a question that I have or a message that I want to receive. So today I pulled a card from Gabby Bernstein's The Universe Has Your Back deck and asked for a message to share on this call. And the message that I got was, my vibes speak louder than my words. And I thought that that was a really awesome message to tie into a Miracle Morning practice, because like I said, it's all about changing your vibration and starting your day and your morning off on a really powerful energy wave and letting that carry you through the rest of the day. So you're being really creative and positive and intentional in the way that you're living. And from that space, I believe only the best things can come if you're really embodying that energy. So I hope that you guys experiment with this, and I would love to hear anything that you do, if you do anything differently and what you love. And I also want to share with you, if you're interested in more practices like this, I have a program coming up called Spark Transformation Session, and it is a 2-month program that the first month is all about creating that empowering mindset, tapping into what you really want, getting clear, clearing your energy. And then the second month is all about aligning everything that you just discovered about yourself with your space and learning about decluttering and space clearing and how to design and create a space that really supports and nourishes you. So if you're interested in learning more about that, I hope you check out the Spark Transformation Sessions, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.